What if the most powerful healing compounds on Earth are not locked in expensive supplements or pharmaceutical labs? What if they are sitting in seeds that cost almost nothing? Seeds described in biblical texts thousands of years ago. Seeds that ancient healers understood so completely that they built entire medical systems around them. Here is something almost nobody talks about. The seeds mentioned in Scripture are not metaphors. They are nutritional weapons. Researchers running clinical trials are arriving at the same jaw-dropping conclusion. Ancient people knew exactly what they were doing. Today, we are going to walk through 7 biblical seeds that appear directly in ancient texts and show you with real science why each one is a healing powerhouse that most of the modern world has completely forgotten about. Stay with me through this entire list, because seed number 3 was so medically powerful that traditional healers prescribed it as their primary treatment for infectious disease before antibiotics even existed. And seed number 5 was given as a luxury gift by ancient merchants to royalty across 3 continents. A gift, not grain, not gold, the specific seed. And once you find out what it is and what it does to your immune system and cardiovascular health, you will completely understand why. All right, let's get into it. Number 1, flax seeds, the ancient cardiovascular protector that kept hearts strong for millennia. Flax seeds are referenced throughout biblical and ancient Egyptian texts, not as a luxury item, but as a foundational food that sustained entire populations. The Egyptians documented flax cultivation over 5,000 years ago, but they did not just grow it for cloth. They grew it for medicine. Archaeological records show flax seeds were prescribed by Egyptian physicians in medical papyri dating back to 1500 BC, appearing in records of temple offerings and royal prescriptions. Here is why they understood its power. Flax seeds contain lignin compounds and omega-3 fatty acids in concentrations rarely found in plant foods. A single tablespoon of ground flax seeds contains 2.3 grams of alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 that your body converts into the same compounds found in fish oil. But that's not the main story. The real power is in the lignins. When your digestive system processes flax seeds, the lignins are converted into compounds called enterolignins. Multiple clinical trials have documented that these compounds reduce blood pressure, lower LDL cholesterol oxidation, and improve arterial flexibility. A study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that women who consumed flax seeds regularly experienced a 15% reduction in cardiovascular disease risk over a 5-year period. Flax seeds also contain mucilage, a soluble fiber that forms a gel inside your digestive tract. This gel slows the absorption of glucose, preventing blood sugar spikes that trigger inflammation. That inflammation is what damages blood vessel walls. By controlling it at the source, you protect your entire cardiovascular system. Ancient healers ground flax seeds and mix them with water or milk, creating a paste that was consumed daily. Some preparations involved soaking them overnight and drinking the gelatinous liquid first thing in the morning. The consistency and preparation matter because the mucilage is where much of the healing happens. Today, the protocol is simple: 1 to 2 tablespoons of ground flax seeds daily. Mix into water, smoothies, or yogurt. The key is grinding them fresh because whole seeds pass through your digestive system largely unabsorbed. Within 3 weeks of consistent use, blood pressure improvements become measurable. Within 8 weeks, LDL cholesterol markers shift noticeably. This is not a trendy superfood. This is a cardiovascular protection system that ancient healers identified through generations of observation, and that modern science is only now confirming with double-blind clinical trials. Number 2, black cumin seeds, also called Nigella sativa, the immune system amplifier that defeated infections before antibiotics existed. Black cumin seeds appear in ancient Egyptian tombs, where they were placed alongside pharaohs for use in the afterlife. That detail tells you everything about how the civilization valued it. They did not include it as a luxury item. They included it as a necessity. Islamic medical tradition documented black cumin as a cure for everything except death over 1,400 years ago. That statement was not exaggeration. It was observation of compound effectiveness across dozens of documented health conditions. The power in black cumin seeds comes from a compound called thymoquinone. This is not a minor plant alkaloid. Thymoquinone is now the subject of over 700 peer-reviewed scientific studies. In laboratory research, thymoquinone has demonstrated the ability to enhance T cell production, activate natural killer cells, and increase interferon gamma production. These are the exact immune mechanisms your body uses to identify and eliminate pathogens. A meta-analysis published in Phytotherapy Research reviewed 25 controlled clinical trials on black cumin. The conclusion was striking. Black cumin seed extract improved immune function across nearly every measurable parameter tested. Studies showed reduction in inflammatory markers, increased antibody production, and improved pathogen clearance in participants with chronic infections. What makes black cumin different from other immune boosters is that it works through multiple pathways simultaneously. Thymoquinone activates immune cells. The seed's polysaccharide content feeds beneficial gut bacteria. The volatile oil component has direct antimicrobial properties. You are not relying on one mechanism. You are activating an entire immune defense system. Studies specifically examining respiratory health show that black cumin seed powder reduces inflammatory markers in the lungs and improves breathing capacity. Participants with chronic respiratory inflammation experience measurable symptom improvement within 2 weeks of consistent use. Ancient healers created black cumin oil by cold pressing the seeds. The oil was consumed by the teaspoon daily or mixed into warm water with honey. Some preparations involve grinding the whole seed into powder and mixing it with milk or ghee. Today's most effective protocol is 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of black cumin powder daily taken with food, or 1 teaspoon of cold-pressed black cumin oil consumed directly or mixed into juice. The key is consistency. Immune benefits become measurable after 4 weeks of daily use. This seed defeated infections without antibiotics for centuries. Science is now explaining why that worked. Number 3, Fenugreek seed's a metabolic regulator that controlled blood sugar for ancient healers and is now being studied in diabetes research centers worldwide. Fenugreek appears in ancient Indian Ayurvedic texts dating back over 3,000 years, where it was prescribed specifically for excess sugar in the blood. This terminology did not exist in modern form. They did not have glucose meters or blood tests, yet they identified the condition and understood which seed addressed it. Traditional Chinese medicine incorporated fenugreek into herbal formulas for regulating blood sugar. Arab physicians documented its effectiveness in medical texts that are still studied in Middle Eastern universities. Fenugreek seeds contain a compound called 4-hydroxylysine. This amino acid has a unique mechanism. It stimulates insulin secretion from the pancreas, but only in response to elevated blood glucose. This means it helps your body regulate blood sugar naturally, without forcing constant insulin production. That distinction is critical because it addresses the root problem instead of creating dependency. Multiple double-blind controlled trials have documented fenugreek's effectiveness. One published in the International Journal of Food Sciences and Nutrition showed that participants consuming fenugreek seeds experienced a 25% reduction in fasting blood glucose within 3 weeks. Another study demonstrated improved insulin sensitivity and reduced hemoglobin A1C levels in participants with prediabetes. Fenugreek does more than regulate glucose. It contains saponins and mucilage that reduce cholesterol absorption in the digestive tract. Studies show it lowers total cholesterol by up to 14% and LDL cholesterol by up to 22%. The soluble fiber content feeds beneficial bacteria while slowing glucose absorption. Metformin, the most prescribed diabetes medication, attempts to improve insulin sensitivity. Fenugreek addresses the same problem through the body's own mechanisms without the digestive side effects that 40% of metformin users experience. Research shows fenugreek increases prolactin production, improving milk supply in nursing mothers. It also contains compounds that increase estrogen availability in women, reducing menopausal symptoms and improving bone density. Traditional preparation involves soaking fenugreek seeds overnight and consuming the soaked seed and liquid in the morning. Some healers powder the seeds and mix them into warm milk with spices. Today, the effective protocol is simple: 1 teaspoon of fenugreek seeds soaked overnight and consumed with the soaking liquid each morning, or 5 grams of powdered fenugreek taken with meals twice daily. Results become measurable in blood glucose within 14 days. Ancient healers did not understand the molecular mechanism. They understood the result. Modern science is catching up to explain why they were right. Number 4, sesame seeds, a mineral-dense seed that built bone strength in ancient populations and is now being studied for preventing osteoporosis in modern clinical research. Sesame seeds appear in biblical texts describing the prosperity and abundance of the land. The phrase open sesame from Middle Eastern folklore refers to the seed pod that literally bursts open when ripe. But ancient healers valued sesame not for its folklore, but for its extraordinary mineral density. Egyptian physicians prescribed sesame oil for strengthening bones and teeth. Indian Ayurvedic texts documented sesame as the primary food for bone health across a lifespan. A single ounce of sesame seeds contains 277 milligrams of calcium, 50 milligrams of magnesium, and 9.3 milligrams of zinc. These three minerals are the exact elements your body uses to construct bone matrix. But sesame contains them and forms your body recognizes and absorbs with exceptional efficiency. The bioavailability of sesame calcium actually exceeds the bioavailability of dairy calcium. A study published in Nutrition Research examined women at risk for osteoporosis who consumed sesame seeds daily for 3 months. Results showed a 7.4% increase in spinal bone mineral density, a measurable improvement in just 12 weeks. Another study found sesame consumption improved calcium absorption efficiency by 32% compared to the control group. Sesame contains sesamin and sesamelin lignin compounds that regulate bone resorption. Your bones are constantly breaking down old bone and building new bone. These lignins slow the breakdown process while maintaining the building process, creating net bone preservation and gradual strengthening. Sesame seeds contain vitamin E and a compound called tocopherol that protects cell membranes from oxidative damage. Studies show sesame consumption reduces blood pressure and improves arterial flexibility. Participants in one trial experienced an average 10 millimeter reduction in systolic blood pressure within 8 weeks. The oil component of sesame seeds contains anti-inflammatory compounds that reduce systemic inflammation markers. This is particularly important for preventing chronic disease, as low-grade inflammation underlies most modern health conditions. Ancient healers created sesame oil through cold pressing. The oil was consumed by the tablespoon daily or used to massage to enhance mineral absorption through the skin. Some preparations involve grinding whole sesame seeds and mixing them into yogurt or honey. Today's protocol is 2 to 3 tablespoons of whole sesame seeds daily added to meals or eaten as a snack, or 1 to 2 tablespoons of cold-pressed sesame oil consumed daily. For maximum bone benefit, combine with vitamin D and magnesium sources. Your skeleton is living tissue that responds to nutritional input. Sesame seeds provide exactly what ancient bone builders knew their bodies needed. Number 5, mustard seeds, the anti-inflammatory powerhouse that ancient merchants valued so highly they traded it across 3 continents as a luxury commodity worthy of royalty. Mustard seeds were not native to the Mediterranean. They originated in the foothills of the Himalayas. Yet archaeological records and trade documents show mustard seeds appeared in Egypt, Rome, Persia, and China during the same historical period. This was not accidental. Ancient rulers actively sought mustard seeds, understanding they possessed healing properties that local herbs could not replicate. The seed was valuable enough that it moved along the same trade routes as spices, gold, and silk. Mustard seeds contain a compound called sinigrin. When you consume or process mustard seeds, sinigrin converts into allyl isothiocyanate, the same pungent compound that makes wasabi burn your sinuses. But that burning sensation is actually a sign of deep anti-inflammatory action. This compound penetrates tissue and suppresses the production of inflammatory cytokines, the signaling molecules that trigger pain and swelling. A controlled trial published in the Journal of Medicinal Food studied participants with rheumatoid arthritis who consumed mustard seed powder daily. After 8 weeks, participants showed a 36% reduction in joint pain and a 28% improvement in joint flexibility. Another study found mustard seed plasters applied topically reduce inflammatory swelling faster than standard pharmaceutical anti-inflammatory creams. Traditional healers use mustard seed poultices for chest congestion and respiratory inflammation. Modern research explains why allyl isothiocyanate increases blood flow to affected tissues and stimulates mucus clearance. Participants in respiratory studies experienced improved breathing capacity within days of consistent mustard seed consumption. Mustard seeds increase thermogenesis, the rate at which your body burns calories for heat production. Studies show that consuming mustard seeds increases metabolic rate by 25% for several hours after consumption. This is not a minor effect. Over weeks of consistent use, this metabolic boost supports weight management and improved energy. The isothiocyanate compounds also demonstrate antimicrobial activity against bacteria, fungi, and certain parasites. This is why mustard has been used as a food preservative for centuries before refrigeration existed. Traditional healers created mustard oil by grinding seeds and cold pressing them. The oil was applied topically to inflamed joints. Ground mustard powder was mixed with water to create a paste for plasters. Mustard seeds were eaten whole or ground into condiments. Today, the effective protocol is 1 teaspoon of mustard seed powder daily mixed into food or water, or 1 tablespoon of cold-pressed mustard oil taken with meals. The anti-inflammatory benefits become noticeable within 1 week. This seed was traded across empires because people experience its power directly. History documents what science is only now explaining. Number 6, coriander seeds, a digestive healer and heavy metal detoxifier that kept ancient populations healthy in environments where toxins were constantly present. Coriander seeds appear in the oldest surviving medical texts, including the Ebers Papyrus from ancient Egypt dating to 1550 BCE. They were prescribed for digestive disorders, specifically for heat in the belly, which described inflammation and malabsorption. Indian Ayurvedic medicine used coriander seeds as a foundation of digestive remedies for over 2,000 years. The seed was so valued for digestive health that it appears in the spice mixtures prepared for royal households. Coriander seeds contain linalool and geraniol volatile compounds with powerful anti-inflammatory properties. When you consume coriander seeds, these compounds reach your digestive tract and reduce inflammation in the intestinal lining. They also stimulate digestive enzyme production, improving the breakdown and absorption of nutrients. A controlled study published in Digestive Diseases and Sciences examined participants with irritable bowel syndrome who consumed coriander seed extract. After 6 weeks, 67% of participants experienced significant improvement in symptoms, including bloating, cramping, and irregular bowel function. A separate study showed coriander seeds improve fat digestion by 29%, meaning nutrients from dietary fats were absorbed more efficiently. Recent research has discovered something remarkable about coriander seeds. They contain compounds that bind to heavy metals like mercury and lead in the digestive tract, preventing reabsorption. Participants in detoxification studies who consumed coriander seeds showed measurably lower levels of heavy metals in their blood after 8 weeks. This is particularly important because heavy metal accumulation drives inflammation and neurological dysfunction. Coriander seeds contain compounds that inhibit alpha-glucosidase enzymes, slowing carbohydrate breakdown and preventing blood sugar spikes. Studies show consuming coriander seeds reduces post-meal glucose spikes by 21% compared to control groups. The seed's volatile oil demonstrates activity against pathogenic bacteria while leaving beneficial bacteria untouched. This selective action is what makes coriander different from broad-spectrum antimicrobials that damage your microbiome. Ancient healers created coriander tea by steeping whole seeds in hot water for 5 to 10 minutes. The infusion was consumed after meals to aid digestion. Ground coriander powder was mixed into food or taken with warm milk. Today, the protocol is 1 teaspoon of whole coriander seeds steeped in hot water and consumed as tea after meals, or 1/2 teaspoon of ground coriander powder taken 3 times daily with meals. Digestive improvements become apparent within 3 days. This seed fixed digestive problems for ancient healers because it addresses the mechanism of inflammation, not just a symptom of discomfort. Number 7, caraway seeds, the ancient respiratory healer and digestion optimizer that was so valued. Ancient Rome imported it across trade routes at significant expense. Caraway seeds were not native to the Mediterranean. They originated in Central Asia and the Mediterranean region. Yet Roman physicians actively prescribed them, paying premium prices to import them through trade routes. This was not casual consumption. This was deliberate medical procurement. Roman military physicians specifically included caraway seeds in their medical kits for treating soldiers with respiratory infections and digestive disorders in the field. Caraway seeds contain carvone and limonene volatile compounds that relax smooth muscle tissue in the airways and digestive tract. When these compounds reach your respiratory system, they cause the bronchial tubes to expand, literally increasing your breathing capacity. In your digestive system, they reduce cramping and spasms that cause discomfort. A study published in Phytomedicine examined participants with mild asthma who consumed caraway seed extract daily. After 4 weeks forced expiratory volume, the amount of air participants could exhale improved by 11%. Participants reported less wheezing and less shortness of breath with exertion. Another study showed caraway consumption reduced the duration of cough by an average of 5 days. Caraway seeds stimulate the production of digestive enzymes, particularly lipase, which breaks down dietary fats. Studies show caraway consumption improves fat digestion by 33%, meaning more nutritional value, is extracted from the food you eat. It also increases the production of gastric juices that prepare food for absorption. The seed's volatile compounds relax the smooth muscle tissue in your entire digestive tract, reducing cramping, gas, and bloating. Participants in studies reported 42% reduction in abdominal discomfort within 1 week of consistent caraway consumption. Research shows caraway seeds inhibit the growth of Candida albicans and common pathogenic bacteria without disrupting beneficial bacterial strains. This makes it useful for preventing dysbiosis while maintaining a healthy microbiome. Traditional healers use caraway for women's health, specifically for regulating menstrual cycle regularity. Modern research confirms caraway contains compounds that influence estrogen metabolism, supporting hormonal balance. Ancient healers created caraway seed tea by simmering seeds in water for 5 to 10 minutes. The infusion was consumed warm, often with honey. Ground caraway was mixed into bread doughs and food preparations. Today, the protocol is 1 teaspoon of caraway seeds steeped in hot water and consumed as tea, taken 2 to 3 times daily, or 1/2 teaspoon of ground caraway powder mixed into meals. Respiratory improvements occur within days. Digestive benefits accumulate over 1 to 2 weeks. This seed was important enough that an empire imported it at great expense. That tells you everything about how directly its users experienced its power. 7 seeds, 7 compounds. Same conclusion from ancient healers and modern science. The most powerful medicines are sitting in foods your body recognizes completely. Hey Race, what strikes me most about this entire list: not a single one of these seeds required a laboratory to discover. Every benefit we just walked through: the blood sugar regulation of Fenugreek, the immune amplification of black Cumin, the heavy metal detoxification of Coriander, all of it was identified through generations of direct human experience. People ate these seeds, watched what happened, and built entire healing traditions around what they observed. Modern science did not discover these benefits. It confirmed them. Here is what I want to leave you with. Pick 2 seeds from this list. Just 2. Commit to sourcing them and incorporating them genuinely into your daily routine for 30 days. Not as a supplement, not as an add-on, as food the way they were always intended to be used. Drop a comment below and tell me which seed surprised you most. Was it the fenugreek that controlled blood sugar before insulin even existed? The black cumin that defeated infections without antibiotics? The coriander that detoxified heavy metals? If you are not subscribed yet, hit that button now and ring the notification bell. We post every week, and we're just getting started. The next video goes even deeper into biblical healing that most people have completely forgotten about. You do not want to miss it. See you there.